Hello, kindergartners. Today we are going to take a look at this ladybug wheel. It says Ladybug Life Cycle. This is kind of fancy writing. What you're going to need for this project are, you're going to need scissors, and you're going to need some crayons, and we'll talk about what colors we need. Let's see here. The first thing we're going to do, before we use our scissors, I'm going to set these off to the side. Before we use our scissors, we need to take a look at our wheel over here. Now, let's see here. The Ladybug Life Cycle is very interesting. Ladybugs look like lots of different things depending on where they are at in the life cycle. So I think let's start at the beginning. I'm going to turn my paper over. These are ladybug eggs. The eggs are bright yellow. We read about that earlier on. So I'm going to make my ladybug eggs bright yellow. And ladybugs like to lay their eggs on a leaf or a tree trunk, somewhere safe. So I'm going to color this leaf. It's springtime, so I'm going to use green for my leaf. Ladybugs like to lay their eggs in the springtime when the leaves are green and there are lots of aphids nearby. Now, I'm not going to use brown or orange or red for these leaves because it is springtime. So make sure you grab a green crayon. We have lots of different colors of green that we can use. These are the eggs. I might even write the word egg. I think I'll put it down here. Egg. E-G. E-G-G. Egg. All right, the next step in the ladybug life cycle is the larva. Kindergartners, the larva is pretty interesting looking. You'll know that you're seeing a ladybug larva if it's kind of a black, it almost looks like a, I don't know, it's kind of a different looking critter. I'm going to color in, the back ends up having orange dots or stripes. I'm going to just kind of color those in because they're really tiny. And then I'm going to go back over. It's black with orange details. I'm just going to do my best. These are small spaces. But when you see a ladybug larva out and about, you will know what it is. I'm kind of bummed that we're not on the Bernie playground right now because my kindergartners every year find lots of larvae, and they like to live on the chain link fence. You know that fence when you play with a ball, sometimes the ball goes over the fence? That fence is the one that has lots of ladybug larvae on it. I'm going to write the word larva. Ooh. And then A-R. Lar. V. It's a V with an A. Larva. All right, I'm going to turn it again. Now, once that larva, they crawl around and they eat lots of aphids, and they molt several times, 4 and 5 times. Once they've molted for the very last time, then they turn into what we call a pupa. Pupa. Now, this is the part where they stick themselves to a leaf or a branch. This is what they stick onto. It's not sticky, but they really attach themselves. And you'll notice that they're kind of orange and black. Sometimes they look kind of striped, so I'll make mine striped. But, but they're orange and black. When they molt for the very last time, this pupa at the very start is yellow. And then as it hardens, it turns into black and orange. So fascinating. I had a pupa in my yard that I sent you a picture of, and I saw that pupa when it was brand new. That's when I noticed it for the first time, and it was bright yellow like a ladybug egg. But then I went back to look at it the next day, and it looked just like this. It changed color. So this is a pupa. P-P-U. Pupa. U. Yep, it's a U. Pupa. And there's another P. Pupa. and there's an A. Pupa. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna turn it. Now after that pupa rests for about 5 days, the next thing you know is a ladybug emerges. And when that ladybug emerges, even though we call them ladybugs, they're not all just female, they're male and female. When that ladybug emerges, it is also bright yellow, like a ladybug egg. But then as the hour passes, within an hour or so, it turns red and the spots start to appear. Okay, I know that spots, there's kind of an old wives' tale. It's kind of a story that people tell, and they say, oh, you know how old a ladybug is by how many spots it has. No, not true. It's just like a dog. You know, do they get new spots with how old they are? No, it's just what they're born with. And so that's what ladybugs do too. They'll have, maybe there's 5 spots on each wing case. Maybe there's just 1 spot. Maybe there's no spots. Okay, so now we're going to write the word ladybug. L, A, D. There's that D. Laid, Y, Y. There's that Y. Ladybug, B. There's that B. Lady, B, There's that U. Ladybug, G. Yep, it's G. Magic C, bring it down and hook it underneath. Ladybug. All right, kindergartners. So here we've finished all of our pictures. We have the egg, the larva, the pupa, and the ladybug. Now I'm going to go get my scissors. Kindergartners, we were cutting circles just yesterday with math. So you're just going to cut around the outside. Do not cut these lines in the middle. We are cutting around the outside. Now my paper is just regular paper, but the paper that you are coloring and cutting, it's a little thicker. We call that cardstock. I printed them on cardstock for you so that they were stronger. So I've cut that one. Now I'm going to set it off to the side, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to cut this one too. We'll cut this circle. Here we go. Remember, this hand does the steering. My scissors just kind of stay still. I open and close them, but my other hand does the steering. Okay. All right. I'm going to set this piece off for recycling. And now it says, cut this piece out to view. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make 3 cuts. 1, 2, 3. See how that kind of comes away? All right. Now here's what's going to happen. I gave you, in the bag that had your new glue stick this week, there's a little metal, we call this a brad. It looks like a button on the top, but underneath it's got these little legs on it. Okay, do you see those? So what I'm going to do is, this might be a helpful part for your parent or another adult that's helping you today. I want you to put the pointy part, on that dot. And I'm going to poke it through gently. Okay, so now my brad is poked in the middle. All I see is the button. On the back side, it's poked all the way through. Now I'm going to go get the other circle, and I'm going to put the pokey part in that dot, push it through. There I go. Okay, how'd that work? Did that go all right? All right, now I'm going to flip it over, and this metal brad has 2 little metal pieces. They're stuck really close together, and then I want to spread them apart. You see how I spread those apart? Super shiny, isn't it? Okay, now I'm going to turn my wheel over. Egg. And now I can spin my wheel. Larva. Pupa. ladybug. Now you've made a Ladybug Life Cycle wheel. Pretty cool, huh? You can kind of check yourself. You can spin the wheel, close your eyes, spin the wheel, open your eyes. What part is that? Egg. Close your eyes, spin the wheel. Whoop. What is that? That's the pupa. Okay. Kindergartners, I hope that you were able to make your Ladybug Life Cycle wheel. And definitely, you might need a little parent help with that brad, but I think it turned out pretty cool. Thanks so much for taking the time to work on that project with me. I hope you have a great morning.